It's you.
You know her?
It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered me.
You did what?
GLaDOS from the Portal series. Oh my god, this damn AI. In the first Portal game, I hated GLaDOS because every single mistake I made, she always came back with some smartass remark. Even after I solved the puzzle, she still hits me with a remark that makes me feel unsatisfied.
Remember before when I was talking about smelly garbage standing around being useless? That was a metaphor. I was actually talking about you.
Okay, screw you, GLaDOS. I don't care if it took me 4 hours to figure out that puzzle. I solved it, so let me have this! Let me have this! But that's also one of the main reasons why she's on the list to begin with. She was such a good antagonist in the first game, and in the second game we had this weird alliance that was, well, hard because we didn't like each other.
Just in case this pit isn't actually bottomless, do you think maybe you could unstrap one of those long fall boots of yours and shove me into it? Just remember to land on one foot.
Look, if you say one more smart remark, you are never getting out of that potato. Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. Oh my god, shocker, Tifa's on the list. Okay, let's get this over with. Tifa was legit the first video game character I had a crush on. And usually I'm more fond of the sword fighting characters, so obviously I like Cloud. But Tifa was the first person ever to make me fall in love with hand-to-hand combat. And because of that, I used Tifa more than anyone else in the game. And that's probably why I wasn't as sad as everyone else when Aerith died. Because for one, I'd never used her in the party to begin with. Well, unless I had to. And two, during the entire game, my whole goal was to get with Tifa, not Aerith! Hell, if Tifa died, I would have been ballin'. There would have been a funeral in my backyard, that's how emotional I would have gotten. And also, a lot of people have been calling my love for Tifa unhealthy. And, well, to that I say,
Bitch, nigga, I'll kill you! Fuck you, nigga, I'll kill you!
but at the same time, I feel some Mako energy flowing through my pants. Kinda. Give me Tifa, please! Understand where you're getting at. And I know a lot of people are probably shocked that she got the number 4 spot. But here's the thing. If this was the top 10 hottest females list, this list would have been over by now, because she would have been number 1 without a shadow of a doubt. But this isn't the top 10 girls I want to marry. And if it was, I'd be in jail right now for some of the other girls on my list. This is a list of females whose story and personalities spoke with me the most. And even though I love Tifa to death, the other 3 characters on my list had so much more depth to their characters that it'd be a disservice for me not to put them at the top. So, sorry Tifa. But that doesn't mean I still don't love you, Tifa. I always got love for you, Tifa, baby.
Holy shit. What the? How the hell did it get in here?
Little girl's tough as nails.
Are you all right?
The shed should have been safe.
I'm still not bitten.
Clementine from the Walking Dead series. Oh man, Clementine. I don't know if I've ever seen a character grow more than the amount of growth Clementine has in the Walking Dead series. You first start out as her guardian in the first season as you help her throughout the season look for her parents. And if you just look at her, just from the first season alone, to see how she looks now, you literally feel like you raised this character. And seeing her transform into this sweet little girl in this messed up world, to this one-woman army who definitely has the highest kill count for a 15-year-old girl. And if you want to talk about relationships, Clementine and Lee's relationship is, honest to God, one of the sweetest and saddest relationships in video game history. If you have not played Telltale's The Walking Dead series, what the hell are you doing? Okay, when this video is over, you get this game and you play this game. It is the godfather of choice-based games. I would not recommend this game if it didn't deserve the love, but it does. And Clementine is 100% the best character in the series. The Walking Dead would not be what it was if Clementine wasn't a part of it.
Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving. Oh! Keep moving forward. Forward.
I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I fear no evil, because I'm blind to it all in my mind.
Ellie from The Last of Us. How can you not love Ellie? She's so different to what you expect a teenage girl would act like if they grew up in an apocalypse. Where you have girls like Heather, even though she's great, still kinda has that teenage girl mentality. Ellie is this tomboyish, smart mouth girl who swears like a damn sailor.
No, fuck you! You'd have more of a fucking chance if you let me help. What's this bullshit? What the fuck, Henry? Fuck! Stop with the bullshit. This is where the assholes sleep. Chicken shit!
But that's what makes Ellie so damn charming. She's such a breath of fresh air compared to the other female characters, because you really can't classify her as any archetype. There's only one Ellie, but it doesn't feel like she's out of this world. They make her feel like she's such a believable character, to the point where when things does get real in the game, you don't want anything bad to happen to her or the people she cares about. You want her to be happy and you want her to have a good life. And plus, I think she's the only teenager who has a kill count that can match Clementine, if not surpass it. And before I get to my number one, here's some honorable mentions. Jade from Mortal Kombat, for even though I love her fighting style and her aesthetics, her personality really wasn't a standout for her to make it on this list. Chun-Li from Street Fighter, whose thunder thighs alone almost made it on this list. Ciri from The Witcher 3, who I feel like if she had a little more screen time or a standalone game herself, would have been on this list without a shadow of a doubt. Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil series, who even though I respect her as a character, she never really was my go-to favorite. And that brings me to Claire Redfield from the Resident Evil series, who would have been on this list 100% if Ada's mysterious nature didn't intrigue me more. Zelda from the Legend of Zelda games, who I know is an iconic character in the series, but I've never played any of the Zelda games. What? Lady from the Devil May Cry series, for even though I love her in Devil May Cry, she hasn't really done much since Devil May Cry 3. She's kinda just there now. And I hate that. Bayonetta from the Bayonetta series, who was a little too much for this list. Like, she was a little too over the top for my taste. Nina Williams from the Tekken series, who would probably take the number 11 spot because she was the closest to making it on this list. I just like the other 10 more. And of course, Chloe Frazier from the Uncharted series, who lost the number 8 spot by an inch! An inch!
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Booker, are you afraid of God?
No. But I'm afraid of you.
Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. I don't know if there will ever be a female character I love more than Elizabeth. And at the same time, I don't know if there will ever be a character I am more terrified of than Elizabeth. Elizabeth is this girl you meet early on in the game, who's been stuck in this tower for a good few years, and our goal was to rescue her and take her back to New York to wipe away some debt you have. And as the game goes on while you're with Elizabeth, the game gets darker and darker. And I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say there are a lot of twists and turns. And not only do you get to know more about Elizabeth, but you get to see so many different sides of her. Calling Elizabeth a complex character would be an understatement considering all the shit she goes through in this game. And all she wanted to do was go to Paris. That's all she wanted. That's all she wanted. And it's not just the fact that she's a well-written character, but it's the fact that she's unlike any character I've seen. And I think that's exactly why she's my number one. Because for every other video game character, I can kind of get a good grasp of their character early on. Even with a girl like Ada I don't know much about, I can still understand her character pretty well. And I thought I knew the type of character Elizabeth was early on. But by the end of the game, I'm like, wow, I knew nothing about this character. Because on the outside, you have this energetic yet gentle snowflake. But by the end of the game, you see that there is such a deep layer of gray beneath all of that color. And that is exactly why Elizabeth is my number one.